Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, depending on what time of day you're viewing this vlog. How are you today? Do you ever take the time to just stop dead in your tracks and do a 15 to 20-second inventory of how you're doing right now? Because one of the things I've found is that if I let the events going around outside of me influence how I feel inside of me, I can real easily get off track. I think you know what I mean. It starts kind of with being irritated, then it evolves into a bad attitude. Then you become mad at the world. And suddenly you're creating a list of people in your mind who you'd use a semi-automatic revolver on if you had them and it available to you at the moment. And all of a sudden when you stop and you think, why am I in such a crummy mood? At least for me, the answer's real clear. I don't know. It's a habit. You know, one of the great things about Spark People, there's many great things, but one of the great things about Spark People is it talks about habits. And, you know, there's your obvious low-hanging fruit, heavy hitter type of habits. Not easy to do, but changing your eating habits. Not easy to do, developing a consistent exercise program that fits you. And then there's the habit we have of looking at ourselves. The habit we have of comparing ourselves, if you will, to the rest of the world. Now, I try not to do that, but when I do, I make sure I do it with a real positive attitude. See, I have as much to offer as you do, and you have as much to offer as I do. Okay, so I'm kind of beating around the bush here, kind of using a rather long introduction to get to the point. One of the habits I had to learn to develop here at Spark was making friends. I'm real good with a group of people. I'm real good behind a camera, real good on the telephone. I think I write real good. Put me one-on-one with people, and gosh, as open and honest as I am, sometimes I fumble socially. Ladies, believe it or not, men walk around wondering what people think of them and how do I look. Are they going to think I'm stupid? Are they going to think I'm weird? We all do it. Okay? So it's very, very difficult for me to reach out because I was raised in an environment that suggests you take care of your own issues and problems. But one of the things that's been real beneficial in helping me develop good habits were seeking out healthy, stable people here at Spark. And you know, as I was preparing to do this vlog, I started going through the handful of people that I've become close to, and I affectionately refer to them as my posse. Right? They've all been involved in Spark either as long as I've been or longer. Which means in walking the road ahead of me, they've kind of held out a lantern, and they've seen some of the drop-off points. They've experienced the plateaus, the frustrations. Number of them have lost weight and regained it. Number of them have sat at the side of the road for 6 months, 12 months, 18 months spinning their wheels. But they all were able to get back on track. And you know, I could sit here all morning and I could tell you what a blessing they were, and I still wouldn't do it justice. They're the people I look to for guidance, for direction. Because I can't do this all by myself. Now, maybe you're like me. Maybe you're a little scared to make the first initiative. You know, one thing that I've noticed that we don't talk about a lot, and don't get me wrong, please, I don't have an issue with it or a problem with it, but one of the things I've noticed is that most of the membership in Spark is made up of female. And in case you ain't noticed, I'm not a female. And so you kind of get a little worried a little anxious about reaching out to somebody that's not your gender, because you kind of start to sort to think, what are they going to think, blah, blah, blah. And, my grandma was right. 99% of what you worry about never happens. I have been accepted with open arms. I can tell you that probably my 20 closest friends here in Spark are women. And the cool thing is, they go from probably age 25 to age 70. I don't want to create the perception that, we stand with our arms around one another singing We Are the World. I often kiddingly say that they're probably the best friends I'll never meet. My granddaughter asked me if they were imaginary friends. They serve a real purpose and a real value in my life. Because there are times when they'll say, hey, I'm just writing you to reach out, see how everything's going. Sounds like you've hit a rough patch. You need to talk? Or, John, knock it off. Real life. Without this amazing, wonderful tool called Spark, we would not have this. So I know I'm kind of rambling, and I really hope this makes sense to you. One thing I would encourage you to do, because about 2 or 3 weeks ago, good old Big Mouth John writes this blog about reaching out to new people and making sure, I've got a bunch of Spark friends, and a lot of them left. Well, if you're new, take the initiative yourself. Look, you're in this for the long haul. This is not a diet. This is not a quick fix. This is not a program. This is a process. It started right now, or the day you join Spark People, and it kind of ends when we lower you in the ground, cremate you, or have you petrified as a chip tray in your family room. And so at some point in time or another, you and I have to get used to integrating ourselves into this great big wide world of ours. Now, I'm not saying you take a billboard out on the interstate or go dancing down the street. I did that one time. Went dancing down the street. But what I'm saying is, the best way to improve your self-image is to become a mirror to other people. I don't know how many people there are on Spark. I'm sure somebody will let me know. There's got to be a bunch. Now, if you're an old veteran, or as a boss of mine used to call him, an old veterinarian, that's looking for some meaning and purpose to sustain your health journey and keep it going, ferret out one of those new people and say, hey, I'm willing to be your buddy. I'm willing to be your friend. Okay. Relationships evolve. That I know. But sitting here this Sunday morning, I guess I was counting my blessings, and I got to those people who have really helped and sustained me, who seem to know when to write me, when to call, when to look me up, and I'm very grateful for that. So just a tip, find a friend. It could open a whole new world for you.